Yeah. All right. Well, good evening, everyone who is either on or watching this after the fact. This is our very first Monday Mingle, Mary Kay style Monday Mingle. So, welcome. And what we're going to do in April, we're going to have three different Monday Mingles. And tonight, because we always start with skincare, we are going to do a skincare entire routine. The second one, which will be 2 weeks from today, is going to be all about foundation, getting the right foundation match for yourself, and then how to give yourself a flawless face. So you, even if you're a natural woman or a natural girl, you still can look flawless. You don't have to look like you've got makeup on, and your skin gives that, like you have no issues going on. So we'll do some under eye correctors, some concealers, some, matching of foundation. And the very last Monday of the month, we are going to do some glamour, and it's all about the eyes. So we will do the eyebrow kit, which again, if you're a simple or if you like to glam it up, what Mary Kay has, I think, is it suits either or. So I'm kind of a simple girl and I like the natural look for my eyebrows. So I'm going to demo that with some eyeliner, some mascara. We've got an awesome Great Heights mascara, and then we'll do a little color, which again, I'll keep it simple, and I've got color, manuals and things. And the beautiful thing about Mary Kay is you get a beauty consultant who can let you play with things until you find what you like. And it's always going to be a little different for each person. So, a little bit about me. I am Deborah Johnson. I live in Southfield, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit. And today we have had sunshine, we've had snow, we've had rain, we've had wind blowing. I don't know. An April Michigan day. My son was even saying, he's like, "What is going on?" He lived in Arizona for 3 years. He's like, "What is going on? It's been everything today." I said, "Yep." Anyway, I have been in and representing Mary Kay for 35 years, probably even a little more than that. So I'll leave it at 35 years. 33 of those years, I was what we would call a personal use, and that just describes itself. I fell in love with the products. The woman that I sat with and enjoyed all of this pampering, she told me that if I got a consultant number, I could, like any other beauty consultant with Mary Kay, get 50% of my products. I'd pay 50%. So that is the model with Mary Kay, is you get to buy for $1 and sell for $2. So we do make a 50% profit on everything we sell. So I did that for my own product use and through 33 years, because just 2 years ago, I was in corporate America. I was in corporate healthcare. I worked for a revenue cycle management company, which is just a lot of fancy words for a company that came in, helped hospitals become more cost effective and efficient and help them make money, which they're not very good at, collecting and billing and doing all the coding things right. And we did a lot of outsourcing. So I kind of knew the writing on the wall for me was eventually going to be that I would be in that same position, because I even wrote my own succession plan. So I knew that that was going to come. And sure enough, in March of 2023, my position was eliminated. And I had just made the choice that I would make Mary Kay my plan A. And so for the last 2 years, I have been doing that, and I'm going to share just a little bit, because I say this not for any other reason other than demonstrating how Mary Kay allows you to live your life and work Mary Kay in and around whatever priorities you have or whatever life throws at you, which we all have had those seasons of life. So the first month that I was not a full-time employee in the corporate world, my brother, who's disabled and handicapped since birth, needed brain surgery. So that was the first month that I was off. And I thought, wow, would I have been able to work my corporate job and, see him through this? And it was pretty amazing that the surgery itself. And then he made it a month and a half, had a brain bleed, and he had to go back in for a second brain surgery. So that was like in April of that same year. And then my husband was feeling very sick and not doing so well, and finally dragged him to a doctor and found out in June or July that he had terminal prostate cancer. And so then that journey began with chemo and lots of doctor visits and running back and forth, medications and imaging and I say all that because again, I was building my business while managing all of this because the beauty of being your own boss is you can work when you need to, when you want to, and make it fit around everything else. So by November 1st, I was a director in qualification. So whatever that is, do the math. What is that? 8 or 9 months later, I was a director in qualification. And then by April 1st, I made director. I earned my first car in June of 2024. So here we are, all of this is going on. And then my husband passed away right before Thanksgiving of 2024. And again, I was able to take the time I needed and had to take. And you can kind of pick up Mary Kay and put it down when you need to, and you work it as much as you want. So here I am. I have a dream catcher team. That's the name of our unit. And so let me pivot and talk about the amazing products, but we will talk a little bit more at the end, a little bit more about a promotion that Mary Kay is offering this month, where if you or someone might fit this need, or if Mary Kay might fit their need, we can talk a little bit more about that. So what I am going to do this evening is wash my face. Yes, on camera with you. And what we're going to do is walk through this set here, which is what I use. And I will say we've got several different skincare sets. So I don't want it to present that we just have one type. We have for preteens, we have for acne prone skin, we have for 18 to like 35. And then this is more for anybody, mid 30s on up. Or if you have very sensitive skin, this is a great set to use because it does it's the most gentle but this is it fights age. It's got the most age fighting and defense against fine lines and wrinkles. So we're going to go through this. And what I'm going to do in the next 10 minutes is something probably in front of your mirror or in your shower is going to take a minute and a half to do on your own. So the first thing is obviously just washing your face. And I like to show that yes, you don't have to memorize everything. You can literally read. We have flip charts. And then, I have something just written here, but we start with a cleanser. And this is, let me get to it because I love just reading what it does. So this is a skin volumizing peptide that stimulates production of our tissue matrix, including hyaluronic acid and collagen. This is a product that is used every morning and every evening. So again, and I'm going to indulge a little bit here because I have one of these. And I see Robin who's on. I know you've got one of these. You still use yours? Yeah. All right. So this is just kind of fun because it does a little extra scrubbing. I will still even add a little bit of water. And this is such an indulging, self-care is what I would call. And when you're tired and you notice I do my neck, if I didn't have the jewelry on, I would do also my chest area. And you just, enough to where you feel like you've gotten all of your surface. But what this is doing, it isn't just a topical. We are exfoliating. So you're getting a second, underneath the skin, you're going to remove some more dead skin, dirt, oils. And it's everybody's got it. We live in a very polluted world. There's lots of things in the air. And so unless you were in a bubble of some kind, I think you would definitely appreciate. And what a refreshing, wonderful feeling after you've washed. And you can't really, it's not dramatic, right? And again, I had foundation on that I put on early this morning, but yes, feels great. So I let that dry a little bit and I'm going to pepper in a few extra things because this is one of my other favorite products, of vitamins C and E. Who doesn't want, we take vitamins for our body, right? And this allows us to just put vitamins right on top of our skin. It's got a pump applicator. If you noticed, I did more than a pump. I'm kind of a little heavy pore person, and then I just put it all over. It absorbs and goes quickly into my skin. Again, I'm doing my neck and my chest area because I want all of this to look the same. If we're not treating, our skin on our face the same as we are anywhere else, and then I kind of just make sure it all rubs in. Now, what I want to say here is it's really important to associate skincare with like brushing your teeth. And I don't think there are too many people who say, "Oh no, I don't do that." But I do hear people who will say, "No, I don't use a skincare routine. I don't need that." You do because you do need to take care of this just like you take care of your teeth, your hair, your body, you're washing, you're doing all those things. So the second step of this amazing set is our what we lovingly call Botox in a bottle, but this is our lifting serum. And again, I like to read. Now, this is nice because it's a very measured pump. So again, I probably am going to take 2 pumps because that's just the way I do it. This is one of our most precise and powerful serums ever. It helps sagging skin along the cheek and jawline appear visibly lifted. So again, this is helping give your skin the luminosity, the firmness, the plumpness, and you do this again. It's more for like the triangle. I guess I'm doing that wrong, but the triangle of youth. So again, the neck is very important, and we do want to make sure we're again doing that. I do tend to put it all over, but it's generally you're looking for, the triangle here. Feels silky, amazing, soft. Now, whether it's morning or night, you've got a step here, and I'm going to talk about both, but I'm going to go ahead with the night routine. So the daytime, if it were morning, and I did this morning, this is our restore, which it is restoring the look of skin's youthful cushion and even tone. It helps prevent or protect against skin aging, UVA, UVB damage, and it's moisturizing for 12 hours. So it's increasing your skin's moisture throughout the day as you wear this. I'm not going to put that on right now, being it's nighttime. This is probably second to the lifting serum for me, but I love this night treatment gel or this night treatment. It has retinol in it. So I'm going to read that it fights the appearance of deep lines and wrinkles. It increases skin's moisture for 12 hours. So you're kind of you put this on in the morning, 12 hours of moisturization, putting this on at night, you're moisturizing again. So you're constantly hydrating and giving your skin the moisture it needs. But it also has retinol, and it's encapsulated retinol, which is a slow release rather than like if you were doing a retinization. And we do with Mary Kay have a clinical solutions retinization program. So talk to your consultant about that if you're interested. But this is just for the nighttime routine. The retinol is known to encourage surface cell turnover and renewal and supports natural collagen and elastin. So if you're someone who's wondering about collagen is something, gosh, like most things as we age, we produce less and less of things that we need. So this is helping the production of your collagen. And again, collagen is going to keep that luminous, plumper, firmer skin. So that is so you're washing, you're going to do the lifting serum, and then it's either the day or night. And then the last step to any and every good skincare regimen is treating our eyes. So we have an eye renewal, reawaken, rejuvenation in this set. And I'm going to show you first because it's got an amazing titanium tip, which has a nice angle. And this is very cool, even if you don't keep it like in a cool place. You can refrigerate it for some extra, bang for your buck. And literally, you don't even have to touch your eyes. It's very important not to rub, pull, tug, and you just go around the orbit of the eye, top and bottom. And I'm going to read after I do this exactly what it does. So this is called the reawaken step. It reawakens tired eyes and targets visible under eye bags, puffiness, dark circles, and sagging skin. It is also moisturizing for 12 hours. So there you go again. You're putting this on in the morning, you're putting this on at night. And I will say that we've got several different eye treatments or eye creams. So for me, I use a different one in the morning because I put eye makeup on. And this is a little more of a, I don't know, I think because my eyes have more oil, I tend to use something that doesn't have as much oil, but this is awesome at night. Um, and then one other plug for an eye product is if you wear eye makeup, this is one of these is sold every 4 minutes. Yes, it's one of our top sellers. And again, we really emphasize not pulling, tugging, or just stretching and pulling this very fragile skin. This stuff is amazing in how it will remove your eye makeup. So ask your consultant about that. Um, So yeah, that is again, the miracle, now the Timewise Repair set. The set sells for $215. And I'm sure if you have, if you ask your consultant, if you were to bring a couple women to her as whether they are individual referrals, or maybe you want to bring everybody together and have a get together, a girls spa, a party type environment, she will give you a discount on this because by you bringing people to us, you're blessing her in her business, and we like to reciprocate blessing you with a discount on this. So talk to your consultant about that because we definitely, or maybe tonight you want to take full advantage of, getting a consultant number. And of course, you can get this for 50% of 215. So what is that? $107.50 instead of 215. So let me share on my screen here. Um, the special because I do want to be able to. There we go. Oh, I see. Sorry, had this pulled up and ready to go. Okay, we can see that. Yes. Okay. So for the month of April, you can actually and here's what I would encourage. As you listen to me talk, just think about both yourself and who do you know. So you can actually, for $20, we call it the e-start right up at the top here. You get a consultant number, which allows you to begin immediately selling and transacting business. You get a very professional website from Mary Kay, and that is something you can share, text it, send it in emails, tell people about it, but people can shop on that website. And then you also, so they can pay through your website, you get a ProPay account, which just allows you to transact those credit card, debit cards through a very secure Mary Kay portal. So that's $20 and you can hit the ground running. And you do get, as you can see in the top right here, you get some samples, you get a book, you get just some information on how to get started. You also get your beauty consultant or myself as your partners in business. So we like to say you're in business for yourself. You're now your own boss, but you're never by yourself because we know you need to be trained and taught and coached and kind of walked through the process. So you also get us. We're part of that package, if you will. And then for the month of April as well, you can get for $80. This is an incredible deal because you get all of these everything on the bottom half of this page. You get a beautiful, beautiful bag that all of this can fit into, but you get mirrors and trays, just like this here, that you then can do skincare classes with if you choose to do that. But you get a flip chart, you get all of these. These are full-size products that you can do a couple of different things with. Number one, you can use them yourself, right? And you just got your products for free, basically, because this $80 package is worth more than $450. You could demo them like I'm doing tonight. And when I do skincare classes, I have a set that I will use to demo. And so now you have something in a full-size product package to use. And the other thing is you can just sell them at 100% profit if you choose to do that. But it's got a list here of everything that you would need to launch your business very professionally and with everything that you need to get going. So for $100, you can actually start your very own business. What I want to say also is that if you either so there's many reasons that women, and I'll plant a few seeds here. Sometimes, and right now in today's economy, you need a little extra income, right? I mean, I think in the last 2 years, things have gone up probably 30, 40, 50% in pricing. So unless your income has appropriately gone along with that, you're probably short, or you're using money that you didn't, cost more to live the same today as it did a year ago, 2 years ago. So maybe it's just to fill that gap, right? Maybe you are looking to just gain a network of women and a sisterhood of women that are going to encourage you, teach you something new. We're always into self-growth. I have made probably some of the best friends and met the most like-minded women in Mary Kay that I have in my entire life, and I've worked many, many years. And if you're really not happy with what you're doing in your career, maybe you're working a 50, 60, 70, 80-hour job, and you're like, I can't keep doing this forever. You can get started with this, and you don't have to put anything on hold, because you can really do as little or as much as you want and test the waters. So there's not much to lose. And what I will also, the last thing I'll share is that Mary Kay was so insistent. She created this company because she wanted women to be able to prioritize their life in the order of faith, family, and then their career. Because women, as we all know, we are doing everything for everybody, right? We're the mom if we have children, we're the wife if we have a spouse. We're working, we're cleaning the house, we're doing all the things. We've got parents or sisters or family that needs us. And I think she just knew that we needed to be able to do that in the order of what we wanted and needed to do, rather than a job telling us when we had to work, when we could have days off, when we needed to travel. I mean, I dealt with all that for many, many years. And so it's just an awesome, but in the first year, because there's no quotas, we have the luxury of building our own inventory if we want to do that, so that when we are in the face of women and they say, oh my God, I love the way my skin feels, I want to buy that. Well, I have it for you. You can go home with it. And I will say that there's a lot of value in that, but we would talk about that in your orientation and in your training. But Mary Kay, the company, in the first year, if you decide 6 months, 9 months, 11 and a half months into that first year, if you just say, I just can't do this right now, it's not working for me, whatever, you can actually return the inventory you purchased in your first year and get 90% back on whatever you paid for it. So your risk is almost nothing, because if you start with the starter kit, you just got $400 in like a little bank account cushion, right? um, that 10% is probably not going to be over $400 worth. So you have nothing to lose. And that's the one question I'll leave you with this evening is, what do you have to lose? Whether you do 20 or 100. And Mary Kay really was insistent upon, as a beauty consultant, she wanted us not only to share these amazing, amazing, and we are number one in the world, skincare products, but she also wanted us to share this opportunity, give women enough information about what they're putting on their skin and this business opportunity for them to make their own decision and see where that can go. So I encourage you to think about it, pray on it, dream on it. Maybe it's a dream vacation for you and your family, but talk to the consultant that is sharing this video with you, and have that conversation. I'd be happy to join it, but I this promotion does end at the end of April. So, and I will say this, as a unit, we're giving away this month 5 free e-starts. So if you are interested, the sooner you let your consultant know, the better, because you might even save another $20 by getting it as a gift, because you took that leap of faith to do it. So let us know as soon as you are so inclined. And I always say, don't think too much about it, because sometimes we can overthink a very simple thing. So that really wraps up. I so appreciate you listening or being at our first Monday Mingle. And I hope that this was fun and educational, and I hope you've got something to think about and give your consultant a call. So have a great evening and thank you. Thank you so much. Let me turn this off and stop the